ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the Amarian Talk Show, and I'm your host, Arusiak Amarian. My today's guest is a real estate agent. And I know that all of us have a question, when is the best time to buy the house? Today we're going to get that answer. But for now, hello, Kristina.
Hi, Arusiak.
I'm so excited because 80% of people I know asking that question again and again and again and again, and eventually I will get the answer today. But before that, I know that you are a special real estate agent. Please tell us about that. Tell us about yourself.
I'm a real estate agent with RE/MAX Envision, and I've been with real estate for 9 years already.
Wow.
I started as a loan processor, and then I was hired by the biggest hard money lender company in the United States as a loan funder. I've been with this company for 7.5 years already.
Wow.
Yes.
That's serious.
So I know multiple sides of this real estate sphere. That's why I'm a little bit special, I would say, that I know the financial side, the sellers and buyers side. And I was a buyer not a long time ago too, so that's
wow.
why.
So that's like the market from the triple side. That's
correct.
amazing.
That is correct, actually. Yes.
That's amazing. Before we'll get to all benefits that people will get working with you or buying or selling a house right now, tell us about your experience of buying a house.
I actually was a buyer during this pandemic crazy time.
What?
Yes, I didn't end up buying. I would be honest with you, I didn't. But the reason why I didn't, because it was so crazy that I'm a person that I need a little bit of a time to make this decision, because this is a very important decision for everybody.
Absolutely.
It's not a grocery shopping.
No.
It's something that is you buy not that many times in your life, I would say, unless it's your business. Yeah. But buying a house is a very important and serious decision that you have to make sure that you make a right decision. So I was sending offers and they were rejected all the time. And I was sending the offers that were over asking price.
Oh, wow.
I knew at that point there was no point to send an offer for asking price. But guess what? Even if I sent the offer above asking price, I would get rejected because my offer would be overbid. And by a cash offer or by another way more than I could possibly afford. So the moment that I decided to stop was when I actually sent an offer without seeing a house.
Wow.
And that was actually the crazy move that I had an agent at that point, because I didn't want to take the responsibility on me just solely, but I decided,
and have the second side. That's so important.
Yeah, I wanted to have a second opinion, because that's a way too important decision to make without just to be on your own. I think that you always have to have some experienced person next to you. Absolutely. Just to make this decision. So I sent an offer without going to the property. And at that point, I understood that it's way too crazy to proceed and to move forward with anything, because what if it was accepted?
Yeah.
When I sent the offer, I was worried that it would be accepted, because what if I don't like the property?
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
I would have to move forward. I mean, there's some tricks to that too. You can get out of the contract even after, but still, it would be a stressful situation.
Absolutely.
And then I decided to stop, because that market was too much.
Yeah, there was a crazy market. I mean, everyone went through that. So we're going to talk about today's market. But before that, you said very interesting thing. You worked with an agent, being an agent. So that's very important to have an agent when you're buying a house. So tell us more about why it's so important to have an agent.
I would say this. It is important to have a specialist, and everybody have to know what they're doing. You may like the house, but you may not know what's actually in the house.
Yeah.
And the fact is that when you go and see, it may look very pretty.
Yeah.
But if you go into details and
Yeah.
if you know what you have to look for as
Yeah.
an agent, you will know what to look for. Certain areas that you pay attention, and you just need to rely on someone that know what they're doing, because you can absolutely buy a house without an agent. That's no problem.
Yeah.
But do you want to take that responsibility on you? I don't think so, because at the end of the day, if something is wrong, who you're going to blame?
So tell us more about the situations we can avoid by having an agent, a team with inspector, and etc.
So I would tell you that we have an inspector in-house, and this helps us a lot, because every now and then we have their group sessions, and that he would just share his experience with us, and every time we get more and more knowledge, more and more examples of what we need to look and what do we need to pay attention to. Let's say California is known for termites.
Yeah.
How do you know if the house has termites or not?
Yeah.
And maybe it's just the moisture, or maybe it's the termites. So that's very important. And that's also, let's say, air conditioning. The things that cost a lot of money,
Yeah.
you have to pay attention to, because like if the air condition, I would say, they last for 20 years, right?
Yeah.
What if you buy a house and it was already like 18 years and a half?
Yeah.
So you only have 2.5 years to replace it. Maybe it will last longer, but what if not?
Yeah.
So that's another $20,000.
Crazy.
What about your roof?
Yeah.
It's 15 years, right? What if it's already been there 10 years? So you have to expect certain expenses and certain things that you can negotiate if you have an agent.
Yeah. And you can significantly drop the price.
Absolutely.
20,000, it's a big money.
Absolutely. If you know what you're talking about, you can absolutely drop the price. You can negotiate. Negotiation is the key. So you can try and negotiate. If the other side know that you're right,
Yeah.
there is no way they can
Yeah.
avoid that and not drop the price. That's very important. And I mean, we know knowledge is the key.
Always.
If you want to go by yourself and risk, I don't think it's worth it, because risking, it's not, again, it's a very big and serious decision that you need to know that you're making a right choice and you know what you're doing. You need to have a second opinion.
Absolutely. You need an expert. As you said, it's not a grocery shopping, It's not something you will go and get for $100. No.
It's like a doctor. Would you go to a doctor that doesn't have any experience?
Never.
Would you go to a doctor that you were referred by someone that already had a pleasant experience with? Of course you do.
Of course.
So that's very important. That's very important. That's why it's when people are asking me how long you're in the business, when you tell them, okay, I'm in the business over 9 years, that tells you something.
Of course.
That tells you something that I've been in different markets. The market that we had, the pandemic market, that's a great experience for any real estate agent, because it was something that we probably will never experience ever again. But thankfully, it's going back to normal. It's a big shift right now. It's shifting from being a seller's market to being a buyer's market again.
Nice.
So it's happening artificially. Of course, the Federal Reserves, they're helping by increasing their interest rates. And it may scare a lot of people, but I would say that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing, because the prices are way too high. They were. Right now, they're going a little bit lower, and it's going to happen more and more. We will see it more and more. The sellers are a little bit more stubborn right now, because they still hope they can get more and more, and it's normal. So that's very normal. Of course, we think that our house worth a lot more, and but the buyers have an opportunity to negotiate.
That's a great opportunity. You know, we didn't have it before during the pandemic.
Absolutely not. When we go to the open house, there would be a line of people waiting for you to go around and leave. But right now, you schedule a showing. It's a normal pace. You schedule a showing. You can schedule a second time. You can come with your family member next time. You can go home and discuss this. You don't have to make a decision right there. And that's what's important, because when there's so much pressure on you, and you may make a mistake, and that
100%.
would be not good. So that's why you have to, first off, you have to have a specialist next to you. That's very important. And when it comes to a buyer's market, that's right now, believe me or not, I feel like it's the best market, because it's still good for a seller. The prices are still a little bit higher that they could be, and they would be probably. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. But they still can keep the equity they gained, right? But their buyers, at the same time, they have more ability. They can negotiate. They can have some time to decide. They can give their under asking price. Maybe they will receive the counter offer and the seller would say no, but they can try. I have no cases that they were sold under asking price. There is no contingencies right now, right? No, I'm sorry. There were no contingencies while the pandemic market was happening, right? No appraisal contingency, no loan contingencies. That was crazy. So right now we are going back to normal, back to how it was before, which is very important. It's less stress, more reasonable prices. So
it seems like we got the answer for the question. Now it's a good market. It is a market where end seller and buyer can benefit from, right?
That is correct. And my company is running a special program right now that is good for only qualified sellers. But this program is about not having any points, but having a flat rate that will be based on their evaluation of their home. What's the benefit of it? It will let the seller be more flexible on the purchase price, because they don't have to worry about the points that will pay the agent, and they can drop that price and get more attention from the buyers. Right now, the properties are sitting on the market 30, 40, 60 days.
Wow.
When was it before? No, it wasn't like that before. So this will get more attention. If the price is more attractive, of course, there were more buyers, multiple offers. This will relieve a lot of, tension from their seller. So the seller will feel more comfortable. And that's the program we are offering for qualified sellers. And it's a flat rate. Again, as I mentioned, we're going to come evaluate your home and provide you with a rate that we charge.
Օմորֆիա բարձրակարգ գեղեցկության սրահն իր դռներն է բացել բոլոր նրանց համար, ովքեր հոգատար եւ խնամքով են վերաբերվում իրենց արտաքին տեսքին։ Գեղեցկության ծառայություններ, ֆարսահարդարում, մատնահարդարում, պեդիկյուր, դիմահարդարում, թարթիչների լիցք, լամինացիա եւ այլն։ Խորհրդատվության եւ գրանցվելու համար զանգահարեք 818 649 10 19։
𝐀𝐦𝐚𝐫𝐢𝐚 Boutique ժամանակակից եւ դասական ոճի նմուշներ, ներմուծող եվրոպական տարբեր երկրներից, որոնք կգոհացնեն ցանկացած տարիքի կանանց պահանջները իրենց բարձր որակով, վառ գույներով ամենօրյա եւ երեկոյան զգեստներ։ 𝐀𝐦𝐚𝐫𝐢𝐚 Boutique
LA Smart Blinds, հիշեք այս անունը, շերտավարակույրներ, շուկայի նորագույն լիթիում մարտկոցներով, մեր համակարգերը կառավարվում են Google և Alexa համակարգերով, գույների հսկայական ընտրանի, LA Smart Blinds, շուկայի ամենացածր գները, մեր մասնագետների օգնությամբ ձեր առանձնատները, աշխատավայրը, բնակարանը կստանա բոլորովին նոր տեսք, զանգահարեք 818 281 81 36 LA Smart Blinds.
Can you tell us with your experience, because as I said, you have a unique experience, like from the both sides, you know, because the biggest fear that you won't be qualified. Maybe you can give us some hints. How can someone be qualified? What shall I show? Like,
there are different programs, right? We all know there are so many different programs. There are conventionals, FHA, VA loans. There are a lot of them. So the standard, you will have to have 2 years of tax return, and you will have to provide their 3 months of bank statements, your credit score. Everything is taken into account, and it's very individual. Like, I'm not the one who's going to give you a pre-approval, but I'm the one who can tell you the approximate amount maybe that you can be qualified. And I have an example of my neighbor. They come and they say, okay, we like this house for 1 million. I said, great. What do we have? They said, we can afford monthly payment. I said, okay. What's the monthly payment you can, like, what is their monthly payment? I say 5,000 to 6,000. I'm like, okay, for 1 million, it's with a 20% down, that's perfect, right? But I can't do anything until they go to the loan officer and get a pre-approval. And how do I know? Do they have tax returns? How good or bad is their credit? So that's the things that you have to take into consideration when you go and start this process of buying a house or apartment or condo. So that's my benefit, that I know how to proceed when it comes to that very, very first step. Because you may like a house, but not every house you can afford. So you have to be realistic here.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because you can get too excited and then you will realize that reality is not the way you imagined. So can you lead us for the people like first-time buyers, you know, for people who have never, ever been in that process, but they're very curious because they are planning to do that. And, you know, there is always some fear involved. Like, how do I start? What do I do? Okay, I'm going to call Kristina and say, hello, Kristina, I want to buy a house. I think my credit score and like everything you just named, I think it's okay. So what do I do? How are you going to help us? How are you going to lead us?
Okay, let's say you pick me as your agent. We will have a conversation with you. What are your expectations? What house or what condo, townhome do you picture to have? How many bedrooms? How many bathrooms? Location. Location is very, very important because location is the key. We all know I'm as an agent not going to let you buy a house in a crime area, right? So that's very important. When you trust your agent, you know you're in a good hands, and you know that this agent will not let you make a wrong choice. So you tell me the criterias. I use my system to filter all that properties that I have, and I will send you a list of the properties that will be good for you based on your criteria. Once you pick the properties, we will schedule appointments, we will schedule showings, and if you like them, we will send an offer. But talking about the offer, we will have the pre-approval first, of course. Yeah, I have multiple brokers that they can also provide good information if you're looking to apply for a loan, and that's not going to be a problem. So we have a very great team with their over 30 years experience that we have all the connections
Nice.
that could be possibly needed in order to start this process. We have inspectors, we have appraisal team, we have loan officers that can give you, that can educate you. What's more important, that if you're not educated, you can make a mistake.
Yeah.
So when the person educate you and explain you, that's when you can make a right choice.
Amazing. So as you mentioned, the down payment, it's approximately 20%, right? So people will be ready that they have to put or save 20% of the
That's the
price.
best scenario.
Yeah.
That's the best scenario. It can be 3%, it can
Oh,
be
wow.
5%.
Okay.
And if you put 3%, then you will have the insurance. You will have the certain insurance that
Oh.
you will need to pay until you get to your 20%.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the trick that they use for the first-time buyers. So you can actually put 3% down.
That's
But-
very interesting. That's the thing.
Yes, that's the thing, but you will have to pay a little bit extra monthly payment in order to get, once you get to your 20%, that will significantly drop.
Okay.
Yeah, that insurance will be taken out. But until you get to the 20%, you will have to pay a little bit over.
Amazing. And how long is the process? So tomorrow we're going to start working, you know? And what's the process? How long will it take for me? How many houses can I see? Or is there any rules?
There's no rules. I mean, we can see as many houses as you feel like you want to see, because I'm not going to force you. I mean, nobody can force you to buy a house that you don't like. Once you like a house, once you feel it's yours, because I feel like it's the feeling, you know? Like you step in and you know, okay, I like this place. I feel like I'm home. That's when you have to feel. When you feel it, that's when we start. We send an offer. If there is no multiple offers, they accept our offer. We start the process. We do inspection. We do appraisal. We open escrow. And I think once we open escrow, maybe it's 30 days. We record, and then here's the key.
Amazing. What's your favorite part of the process?
The key part.
The key part.
Yeah, a lot of pictures, a lot of gifts, a lot of emotions, and it's very important. It's a satisfaction because it's you helping someone to be happy.
Absolutely.
You know, because you're happy when you have a place that you like, that you feel like it's your home. You're happy when you feel that you made a right decision. You're happy that you can rely on a person that help you to make this right decision.
Absolutely.
So it's the combination of these feelings. That's the best part.
Let's go to the question about the market. When is it the right time for the buyer to buy the house?
Yeah, that's my favorite question, actually, because everybody asks me that question. And my answer is always the same. The best time is when you are ready to buy. That's your time. When you feel you're ready, when you feel like you can afford your monthly payment, you like your house, that's your time. Because real estate is the best investment that could ever happen to you. You will never lose if you buy the property. In the whole history, we don't know any examples that somebody in a long term, you will never lose.
Never.
Unless it's your business and you do fix and flipping, that I'm dealing a lot with those people too. Even that, it's rare cases probably that I'm not even aware of, that it's always the best investment ever is the real estate. So buy when you're ready. Hire professional. Be sure that you can trust the person you work with, because it's a very important decision in your life. It's very, there's a lot of responsibilities, and don't take all these responsibilities on you.
Kristina, thank you very much for providing us helpful information. And I gained so much knowledge from this interview, and I think the knowledge is the key.
Thank you for inviting me, and feel free to contact me, and I will help you as well.
Dear viewers, thank you for watching us. See you in a week.